You're listening to eLearnChat, where talk is knowledge.
Hello and welcome to eLearnChat, our new podcast featuring prominent leaders, shakers and movers in the e-learning and training industry. My name is Riggs Zanati, and I'll be your host for these chats. This is the third and final part of our interview with Janhavi Padture, Director of Knowledge Products and Strategy for Harbinger Group and Raptivity. I hope you've enjoyed her. What do you see as some of the challenges in e-learning today?
Today, e-learning is seeing another shift. The first one came when e-learning was first introduced, I think, where people basically said, learning is important, but time and place should not be or need not be. And now we're seeing another shift where people are saying, well, learning is still important, but the mode of delivery need not be or should not be the same. In fact, with the combination, I think, of the generation next entering the workforce and technology finally catching up with e-learning, we're seeing that learners expect learning to happen through various delivery channels. We have Twitter, blogs, videos, live meetings, podcasts, communities, mobile learning, what have you, And of course, all this is in addition to the interactive e-learning and interactive ILT, I should say. So what this would mean is that the learner's attention is bound to be divided going forward. And all these modalities, like I mentioned, are going to present a challenge not only for the e-learning developers, but even for the technologists out there. And e-learning developers specifically will need to find ways to repurpose learning content, I think, and redesign it to make it, more modular, make it short, and I think most importantly, make it stick. So that's where I believe interactivity will continue to play a crucial role, if not more so. And, of course, how interactivity manifests itself in each of these modalities is likely to differ, but hopefully, emerging technologies and rapid development platforms will come to our rescue.
Now, Janhavi, another thing that I noticed you have is a PowerPoint or an interactive PowerPoint or presenter tool. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
The tool you're referring to is YawnBuster, and as I mentioned to you, Harbinger Knowledge Products specializes in interactivity tools for the different learning modalities, and YawnBuster is our tool for the classroom training or instructor-led training. So to add interactivity in that modality, it allows you to create and incorporate facilitated group activities right within your PowerPoint. So you can take that presentation with YawnBuster activities into your classroom sessions or facilitated sessions and involve your audience maybe in a game or a quick poll or a brainstorming exercise. All these are activities within YawnBuster. So we have icebreakers, energizer games, key closure activities, and so on, which help for the audience to pay attention to, keeps the focus on the instructor or the facilitator, for that matter, in a classroom, which is important.
That actually works inside of PowerPoint?
Yes, it is actually a PowerPoint add-in. So you can create those activities right within PowerPoint, and saves it with all those activities, and your questions or your content is saved within PowerPoint, and you can play it in presentation mode. So you can, let me give you an example. So you can have a quiz show or a bingo game created in ahead of time, and you can present it. So you could divide your classroom into teams or groups, say groups A, B, and C, and then with those groups either play a game or create a brainstorming activity. All those are part of YawnBuster.
Another thing that's becoming very popular, even though it's been out for quite a few years, with travel restrictions and budget cuts, collaboration, virtual collaboration, virtual classrooms. What kind of solution does Raptivity have or add to a virtual classroom scenario?
Great. I was wanting to talk about the third product, and you brought it up in a way. We have another product called Teaming Pod. And again, it is another platform to create interactivity, but this time it is to enable contextual informal learning. So, the whole Web 2.0 movement. You can do polls, share presentations, have discussions, bookmarks, all that within the context of an e-learning course or a web page. So you have this little, say, a widget, which is your teaming pod, that gets inserted right within the page that you want, and people can collaborate. So say you have a course on history. People actually can collaborate about that topic right within that page. So the pod appears right within in the context of that e-learning course page or your web page. And as I said, people can share presentations, have debates, and do polls in that context.
That's interesting. So you make the e-learning not only self-directed, but also interactive with other people.
Absolutely. And that's the whole collaboration aspect that's coming into e-learning nowadays.
Where do you see Raptivity going in the future?
Well, in short, let's say stay tuned for some great things that are in the works. Our innovation in the area of new interactions and feature enhancements is a given. But in addition to that, I think customers can expect some very interesting ways fairly soon of taking these interactions and putting them in a completely different perspective. And also there's work being done on emerging trends such as mobile and so on. And outside of e-learning, we are really delighted about Raptivity's foray into presentation and web development space. And I can say with certainty that our presentation and web development customers who've been eagerly waiting for more from Raptivity will see some more interactions and exciting new features coming their way this year.
So good things are coming.
Yes, absolutely.
And a little bit of a mystery.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, that sounds great. Well, Janhavi, I really appreciate your time today. And where can people find out more about Raptivity?
Rick, our website's the best place. So www.harbingerknowledge.com has information about all the three products that we talked about. And www.raptivity.com is the website for Raptivity. And of course, if anybody has further questions, feel free to share my contact information with them.
I sure will. And thank you so much for sharing your time. And we appreciate it. And we wish you the best luck for this year and moving forward.
Sure. It was a pleasure talking to you, Rick. And thanks for having me on this podcast.
Need help with your e-learning development? Visit www.relate.com.